In our distance learning model, the only person present in the classroom physically is the teacher. So when a class period starts, the teacher opens up a Zoom meeting on their computer and all students attend class in Zoom. This is going to be different when we switch to the hybrid learning model. The teacher, along with some students, are going to be present in the classroom, and there are going to be some students who are attending class remotely. In this model, our tech setup will look different. So let's do a quick overview of the tech. There's some new tech that's available to you, an iPad and an iPad stand. This iPad stand has a locking mechanism at the top where you can lock your iPad, the head swivel so you can have the iPad turn around, and you can also rotate the iPad. So now in our classrooms, not only do we have a teacher computer, we also have the iPad and the overhead projector, the Extron, and you may have an Apple TV connected to your Extron. So what could our hybrid setup look like? Let's take a look at some examples. Some very basic setup is on the teacher computer, you will start your class and run Zoom, and then on the iPad, log into the same class meeting on Zoom, and the overhead projector displays what is on the teacher computer. Let's take a look what that might look like on Zoom. On my teacher computer, I'm going to start my class, and because I'm the only one present, there should be no one else that shows up in my class roster. And on the iPad, I'm going to open up Zoom, and I'm going to log into the same meeting that I started on my computer. So the first period class, I'm going to start that meeting. And as soon as I join in, I'm going to notice that there are two of me in the same exact meeting. I can look at the participants list and see that the second row is the host, which is my teacher computer, and the first row is me on the iPad, which says co-host. Just to make it easier on myself, I'm going to click on that name, and I'm going to rename the iPad with the word iPad in it. So now, on my iPad, I can see that there are two of me. There's the teacher computer on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side is the iPad. Now that we're logged into our teacher computer on Zoom and on the iPad on Zoom and displaying the teacher computer, so on the overhead projector, we'll select HDMI 1 as input or whatever your teacher computer input is, that is displayed on the overhead projector. So this is what it may look like. On my teacher computer, I have the Zoom meeting running. On the iPad, there's a Zoom meeting running. And the overhead projector, students are seeing exactly what is on my teacher computer. So I may have my remote students who are showing up in grid view on my Zoom meeting, and the students in the classroom are seeing this on the overhead projector. And if this iPad is facing the classroom, students in classroom have one of the grids that shows them all the students in the classroom. Now, what happens next depends on how I teach this lesson. Let's say I'm going to show something on my teacher computer, a slideshow or maybe even my Canvas page, and I want students to see it. Maybe I'm doing a quick review of what to expect. So I'm going to pull up the Canvas page or a browser or a slideshow, and on my Zoom meeting, I'm going to click on Share Screen and share my screen. And that will display the same screen on my overhead projector, and students at home will see what exact screen I'm sharing. In the hybrid classroom, the scenario that more likely will happen is the teachers in the front of the classroom, we have students in the classroom with us, and the students who are remotely joining in need to be engaged in the classroom. So we'll place the iPad perhaps in the front of the classroom or in a place where it has a good view of the teacher. And on the Zoom meeting, on the teacher computer, you have a grid view where you see all your students, and the teacher computer will be one of the grids, and the iPad will be one of the grids. And what we want to do is have the iPad be the primary display on the overhead projector. So there's a way to do that. You spotlight the video, and then students on the screen at home see the teacher primarily, and also gets displayed on the overhead projector for the students in the classroom to see better. You can also turn the iPad and have it face the students in the classroom so that the students at home on their screen will see one of the windows be the classroom, and the students in the classroom will see the grid and see all students at home. We'll cover these scenarios and much more in specific examples in the next few pages.